Hi, it's Julian Romero, Union Hill class of 1993, and I'm here with a very special guest, Coach Carl Holbig. We're talking about the upcoming Union Hill High School reunion happening on Sunday, April 10th. So, Coach, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
A lot of people, including myself, probably haven't seen you in about 18 years or so, or longer. So, tell us about what you've been up to and what's going on in your life.
Well, for all of you guys out there, I retired from Union Hill at the end of the 2007 school year, but actually stopped coaching after the '99 season, and continued coaching in the town that I lived in, up in Morris County, Montville, and coached out there until 2008, and we retired, and we decided to sell the house up north and just move to our house down the Jersey Shore in La Valette, and got an opportunity to go over to Toms River East High School, which is a real good high school, Group 4 school, good athletes and a good football program, and I coached there for a couple years. And actually this past fall was the first fall I haven't coached since 1976.
Wow,
so it's a long time. And it was different, but we had a lot of things going on with the family.
Now your son, which we remember, a little guy, he's not so little anymore. What's he up to?
Right. No, he's not little. You guys, especially from probably back in the late '80s and the early '90s, remember him running around the field. In fact, some of the guys got a lot of pleasure in putting him in a garbage can or locking him in a locker or taping him up, and he deserved it, believe me.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, he's 30 now, he's married, he's about ready to become a dad for the first time, and my wife and I, grandparents for the first time.
That's great.
And doing well, works in New York City, but lives up in Connecticut now.
That's great. Now, a lot of people, definitely, if you've not been around Hudson County or if you've left Union City, probably don't know about some of the things that have happened. Talk about the Union City High School and the Union Hill building that we once knew.
Well, they finally got to the point where the dream of combining Emerson and Union Hill came true. Right. And so this is really about the third year now that they've been combined into one high school. So Union Hill High School in name does not exist anymore. The building is still there. It's a middle school. Right. Emerson is a middle school. But where we practiced and you practiced and sweat and all that stuff we did out there and played our games at Roosevelt Stadium, that's no longer a stadium. That now is the new Union City High School.
Right.
And the field, which of course used to be ground level, that's classrooms and a gym and all that stuff. And the field they put on top of the second floor, which is so if you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool.
If you drive on Kenny Boulevard over there on 26th Street, it's not what it used to look like anymore.
No, but not by any means.
And now this is a very positive thing for Union City. Hudson County definitely is growing, and this is a good thing. But one of the negative things, and I think you'll talk about it in a second, is the fact that Union Hill High School, the orange and blue, the Hillers, that whole thing is essentially gone now.
Right, exactly. The Union Hill football and just Union Hill High School athletics, obviously in general, doesn't exist anymore. And so each year that goes by, and as I told you earlier, I was, this morning thinking about it and how, it's really up to us as former players, just focusing in on football. Well, it's up to us to keep those memories and those great times that we had together going, because each year it goes on, we get older. All of us get older. I mean, I look at you and I say, wow, I remember you when you were 16 years old and whatnot. And people pass on, they go, and there's fewer and fewer people around that are going to remember, Union Hill football, Union Hill playing Emerson on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. That rivalry lasted how many years? About 90 years?
I believe it's close to 90 years. Yeah. Right. And I mean, just some unbelievable memories that I know all you guys that played have, of playing in that game.
Right. Now, so the reunion's obviously very important for a lot of reasons. I think the tradition, keeping of that legacy alive is what you mentioned.
Right.
And I think as players, as former coaches and staff, it's critical that we really do, honor those times and really reflect on all the things that we learned on the field and off the field.
Right. I think it's great to get together, and seeing some of the players over the last few years, running into them different places, and at the Hall of Fame dinner last year, they expressed that, hey, Coach, we should get together, we should have a reunion and all that. And I said, hey, that's great. And, fortunately, that is in the works and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it would be just a great time to get together. It's 3 or 4 hours.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've ever tried this before. There's no one has ever attempted to get all the players from all different years together in one room.
No, definitely not. I mean, you know, you had, going back, the Emerson Union Hill football dinner was a thing where you'd got a lot of guys from both schools who would come back before Thanksgiving each year. So that was kind of as close as you would get to something like this. And that doesn't exist anymore, you know, because once there was no Emerson Union Hill football game to be played, they stopped having the dinner. But this, you know, is an opportunity for guys, if they can make it, and, you know, you live in the area and whatnot, to come out for maybe 3 or 4 hours and trade war stories and see old guys you may not have seen in years.
Yeah, like you joined Facebook a few months ago, obviously, and you started posting some pictures. You started posting some shots of the old teams, and I think that really stirred up a lot of memories for a lot of people. I was really astonished how many people remembered everything. People remember the interceptions I threw 15 years ago. I think it was Carlos Fraga that reminded me by a couple of interceptions. But anyway, we won't talk about that.
No.
But I think it's remarkable that even to this day, those memories, a lot of the lessons we learned, and I think as a player, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, it really has made those things that we learned off the field, the work ethic and all the things that you taught us really made us who we are today as adults.
Well, you know, I just hitting on the Facebook thing. Who would have thunk that I'd be on Facebook? But, you know, that being what it is, you know, I had the time, and I said, you know, let me get some of these things out there. And I was also pleasantly surprised at the response of former players and everything, and the things that they do remember. And even one, Lenny Martinez, I think, started quotes from former coaches and things like that. It was pretty amazing to see some of the things that they remember. But I agree with you, you know, and I touched on this at my induction last year at the Hall of Fame dinner. It isn't just about, you know, getting out there and winning a game or not winning a game. It's the preparation and it's the whole process. And, you know, what means most to me and to the other coaches is that, you know, the lessons that we were trying to teach you about life and about hard work and about dedication and commitment and doing things the right way, they seem to have gotten through, you know, you know, comments I got last year when I was going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, emails I got, phone calls I got from guys, it really just, you know, touched my heart because, you know, they hit on that. You know, they may be, you know, 35, they might be 38, some of them are in their 40s now, but they remember the things that we tried to get through to them, and they are using those things in their life today, and they feel that they're better people. And that means, guess what? All that time and effort, and it was a lot of time and effort, you know, it was worth it.
You know, if you think about all the players and all the hours we spent together, those summer sessions, I remember those 2 straight,
double sessions,
and the gym and the rain and the mud and the stairs and all that stuff. We really built a camaraderie, if you think about it. In some ways, there's a fraternal, you know, thing that joins us together, really.
Absolutely.
And regardless of how long it's been or how many years it's been, and I think it's just a remarkable opportunity.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how many years you haven't been, you know, playing. I mean, I'm out of high school 40+ years now, and I still get together with 2 or 3 guys that I was real close with. We get together a couple times a year and have dinner, and just, you know, we tell the same stories sometimes over and over, but it doesn't matter. It's that camaraderie, it's that fraternity that you're talking about. Football is like no other sport. The preparation that it takes to play football and the lessons that football can teach you is like no other sport. And I love other sports also, but football, you know, and so being a former player at Union Hill, we have a bond that will be there forever. It'll be there forever. And to have an opportunity to get together and just, you know, see each other face to face and share some stories is a great opportunity, and I hope guys can take advantage of it.
We made it very simple. We already have a date scheduled. It's Sunday, April 10th. It's going to be held up in North Jersey at the Graycliff in Moonachie, New Jersey, which is very close to Giant Stadium. And then we tried to pick an area that was convenient for most people. I realize that some people are no longer in New Jersey, but for those of you who are in New Jersey, it's a Sunday afternoon. It's 4 hours. There's an official website you should definitely go and visit. It's unionhillfootball.com. It's important to note that tickets are only available on the website. This is the type of event that you can't just simply show up to.
Right.
We've had a nice surge of tickets in the last couple of days, and I think we really, the reason we're doing this today is to really get the word out and make sure that people are aware of it. If you have friends that are former players, spread the word. Facebook is obviously a great thing. If you have to call people, text message, and then just get them out there, because we really want their support to get this thing
Absolutely.
going.
I think you got to, guys, you got to get on the phone maybe, and call somebody up. And you can't just say, well, everybody's going to see it on Facebook. Some people maybe don't check their Facebook account that often, you know. So get on the phone or email guys that you know. Don't assume they know. And, it should be a thing where, guys that are in your class in particular, those are the guys that you would, know and know their phone numbers. Get in touch with them. And
right, this is open to all years, regardless. And I've had people say, "Oh, I only played sophomore year," or
"So what?"
Or I wasn't a starter, or those things go out the window at this point. I mean, I don't think we're here to talk about who played how many games or whatever.
Absolutely not. That doesn't matter whatsoever.
And I know a few players are bringing their spouses. I mean, I don't have any children, but I'm sure if I had a teenage son or something, I would probably bring him to this kind of event that you'd want to bring your spouse or your
absolutely. It's funny because a few of the guys on Hiram Espinoza, I'll mention, he got in touch with me. I do have, some DVDs that I'm making from old, VHS tapes, and trying to do the best I can. But he said, "Coach, could you send me out some?" I said, "I have your Thanksgiving Day." And he said, "Because my wife and son, they don't believe I played football." I said, "Well, you know what? Yeah, you did play, And so I sent that out to him. But it is a chance, you might have a spouse that didn't come from Union City or wasn't involved in Union Hill, and to get together and see some of your former compatriots out there, I think is a good thing. And
the good thing is, this is a really nice event. It's at a place called the Graycliff. It's a really nice venue. I think people will be very pleasantly surprised once they see it.
Right.
Great menu. The food's listed on the website. Again, UnionHillFootball.com. The tickets are $48, and a portion of those ticket sales, we're going to mention real quickly, are going to go to, we have a fund that was created years ago, I believe. You can mention that.
Some of you guys might remember, we have a William Hernandez Memorial Scholarship Fund, and William is a former Union Hill player who unfortunately, while he was in the process of playing a game, suffered a brain aneurysm, and ultimately passed away. And we started a scholarship in his honor back then. It was around 1986. And some of you might remember selling raffles for Giant tickets and things like that, because Mitchell would donate his tickets. And we've done that, and they've continued to do that, even though, Joe Rotundi and, now Coach Valdez over at Union City, even though I'm not there, they've continued to do that. And it'd be nice if we could put in a little bit more money than maybe normally goes in.
Right.
And so I think it's a good idea if we use it for it.
This is not just, this is going to be a really nice event, great food, and we're going to have some nice surprises there. And I think the fact that it's going to be a fundraiser as well is an important aspect to it. So once again, it's UnionHillFootball.com.